Alright, welcome back to a new TouchDesigner tutorial. And in this one we're going to look at noise. And yeah, this might sound familiar. We've been looking at noise for quite some time and in many different ways. But yeah, I still often see people just use the basic, the basic noise. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I totally do myself. But I just want to show you how you can use noise in a bit more interesting ways, or just other ways. And I also recently discovered that there is a noise in here as well, which has a bit more, like in the palette, which has a bit more features. And I just want to like sort of show you through that, walk you through that. And yeah, we're gonna do all of these from scratch, so they're not really very complicated, really. Yeah, but they're fun. So let's just start with this lines one. We also have this sort of landscape, the cellular, which is sort of my favorite, and this kind of very graphical looking vaporwavy kind of thing. Okay, so let's go with the noise. Well, it's on all noise of the lines, I mean. So maybe just make a few different containers. I want to have these in a square. Okay, so let's start with a regular noise in this case, and just make this, I don't know, 1024 by 1024. Let's change this to 32-bit float. And let's change the period to like 2, and we don't need any harmonics. Let's go down with let's go down with the exponent to like 0.24 or something. It's my favorite number. And the amplitude can go higher to like 0.8. We can turn off the monochrome, and now we already have like a cool sort of pattern here. And if you go to the transform now, there's a sort of trick that I learned quite late, actually, and that is scaling this noise. So we can scale the X and the Y to like sort of, stretch this. So it's really nice, especially when you go down. If you like go up with the value, it just sort of looks meh. But if you go down, I really like that. Same with the Y, you can just go up or down. So yeah, let's just keep it at 0.2, and we can like type in ABS time seconds times 0.1. So this little expression here. Sorry, I don't have like the keys anymore. I really still haven't found a great application to show the keys. It's always just kind of clumsy, or it doesn't show everything and stuff like that. So anyways, so what we can do now, we can add an edge here, change this to like 30, add an RGB key to make the background black, and add a null, call this BG, and there we have our lines going on in the background. So this is really nothing too fancy. We can, if we don't want the lines to overlap, we can change the we can change the monochrome to on. We can of course change the period and everything. So this isn't super like interesting, but I just wanted to show you the scale especially, and this line effect. Liney, I don't think that's a word. Anyways, so yeah, this is really just it for the first one. So let's move to more interesting ones, and that is this second one. So let's just delete this. And what I want to start with is again just a regular noise, but what I want to do is there's different types here. So there's we have Perlin and Simplex, where we're probably familiar with those, and I never use these, and there's really a reason for that. As you can see here, we have in the brackets it says GPU, so these are like processed on our graphics card, so on the GPU. So it really makes sense to do that, and especially if we want to animate them. But if we want to use just an image which is just processed once, then it's okay to use the other ones. And I think this alligator one, I've never used that before. It looks really interesting. Sort of has this, I don't know, I don't know what kind of look it has, but it looks more interesting, or like just different, you know, than this. So we might want to go up with the amplitude a bit, and we can of course change the seed. I would not recommend using any kind of animation with this, because as I said, it's processed on a CPU, so it's going to be quite slow. Let's also turn off the monochrome, so we have a very nice and colorful thing going on. And now I want to add another noise, and change this to 32-bit float. We also want to do that here. Let's change the resolution to 1024. As you can see, it takes a bit to load because it's, you know, all processed on a CPU. Not sure if I'm gonna say that again, maybe. So I'm also, yeah, let's also change the resolution here to 1024, and let's change the period here to 5 and the harmonics to 0. We can also like change the seed. We can set this all to 0 actually. We might want to go up with the exponent a bit and also with the amplitude a bit. Okay, so now what's cool? If we turn off monochrome, we can now put this in the second input here, and now we get this fancy thing. And what's really cool is if you just like go through these seeds, you get all these different colors and looks. So yeah, you don't actually have to do much here to make this look nice. So yeah, these are both really nice. So let's just take that. So you can already just, you know, work with this. You can just, this looks cool. You can change the exponent and yeah, period. I wouldn't go too low with the period. It's going to be very messy. Let's call this BG. Oops. So this is, you know, you can just go like this. You can also go further though. We can, for example, add more noise, which is always fun. So you don't have to do this, just mess around with, I'm just messing around, you know, generally. And let's just turn this up a bit. Okay, what we can do, we can animate this because you know, this is all processed on a GPU, so it's okay to animate it. So again, I can type in abs time.seconds times, whoops, times 0.1 or something, maybe times 0.2, and now it's sort of shifting. And let's copy and paste this one, let's add more noise, just so you can sort of see what you can do. You can make this monochrome, and that's already really nice. We can maybe go up with the period, harmonics to 1, something like that. Might want to go down with the exponent. Yeah, so what we also might want to do in a second is something else. I'm going to show you in a second. But before that, let's add a slope here, because, you know, I've used the slope before in feedback loops, and they're amazing. That's amazing top generally, especially in feedback loops. But it's also nice to just use without loops. So we can change this to like 80 or something, and the magic is happening. We sort of have this 3D look, so it really changes the look drastically. So it sort of looks like this wrinkled paper or something. So I also might want to go now to the noise here, to the output, and change this to multiply. So you know, this doesn't actually, yeah, or this is also nice. So just mess around with these. It's not gonna make a difference if you have the noise going into the second input, so it's not gonna make a, like, you can't even change it here. So just if you like, what's happening here, if we're like adding this, okay, I'm just gonna like put a noise here. If I just put a noise, it's just gonna like render this. If I take any of these, so if I multiply this, it's gonna multiply all of these values with all of these values. So these values. But you can also see we have some lines here. We don't really want that, so Let's change all of these to 32-bit float. It's always good. Okay, I also want to add a lookup here. So this is a nice trick, because as you can see, we already have some nice colors that the slope provides. So thank you for that, slope. And now what we can do, we can change the colors here to our liking. So I don't know, something like this maybe. So yeah, as you can see, we now have different colors. Yeah, so this is one way to go. You can change all the parameters here to make this look different, and yeah, it's really cool. One thing I want to show you before go to the other look. You can go to the comment page of the slope, and you can work with this channel mask. For example, we can turn on this R or this B, and yeah, then we get different looks once again. Okay, for some reason this looks sort of different than my example. I'm not sure why. Well, okay, maybe that's just, yeah. Okay, so cool. Another way to go would be again to use an edge, and change this to like 40, and add an RGB key so we have like a black background, and then put that in here. So that's also nice. And now you could even put that in here and change the colors, something. So yeah, there's a few different ways to go about this. So yeah, this is a lot of noises. You could just leave these two away really, and still have a similar effect. No animation right now. We could animate this. It's gonna look very different though, like the animation. Yeah, cool. So let's move on. This was the second visual. So the third one is my favorite, the cellular one. And for this one, we're using not just the regular noise top, but the noise that I found in the palette. Like really, this is, yeah, I wish I found out about this earlier. Anyway, so this is a noise component that you can just drag and drop in here, which we're actually just gonna do. I'm just gonna delete this. So let's just drag that in here, and now we have basically an extended noise. So we don't just have all our regular noise functions that we have also in the noise top. We also have the cellular one and the cubist one, which we're gonna get to in a second. So let's use the cellular 2D. Let's change the resolution to our liking. No, that's very high resolution. Okay, there we go. Let's change the pixel format to, yeah, this is actually fine. Okay, and what I want to do now is change the scale to like 0.1. So you can just change the scale here. It's gonna get very big, or I like very small, very big. So let's just keep it at, I don't know, 0.1 is good. And let's add a null, the name BG, so we can see what's happening. Oops. And yeah, let's also add a noise. More noise. On this noise, we want to change the pixel format maybe to like 16-bit fixed, because if we have float, you're gonna see a problem with that soon. So let's change the period to like 2, or to whatever you wish really. And we don't actually need to do anything else. We might want to animate this though. So again, maybe it's time lapse actions. So this is already really nice, just a cell look. We might want to go up with the amplitude to like 0.8, And we might want to change the offset in a second. Before that, I just want to like make a new noise. Change this to the same resolution. So of course we could just copy this, it's always better. Change this to 32 bit float, and yeah, we can like change the period to something quite high, go down with the harmonics, and put that in there. And at first actually looks a bit worse, but again we're gonna use a slope, and with the slope and like in combination with the slope it looks really cool. So let's just do that. Let's slope whatever. Again, let's put this to like 80, and there we go. That's a really cool look. So it really again changes the look quite drastically. So if we don't have this noise, these are fuck. There's a name like convex and like I don't know. I'm not. I don't know. But these look like they're coming at you, and these look like they're in dent. I don't know. There's words for this. Okay. So what's cool if we like go down with the offset here, so we don't have these sort of, I don't know, they look like, I don't know what they look like little stones or something. I don't know. I really like this look if we really go down with the offset. And now you can again see the difference if we have a noise here or not. You can of course change this look by changing the seed or the period. So if you have like a small period, then you have all these circles, which I really don't like. Okay, now again I'm gonna add a lookup here to change the colors, and a ramp as usual. And now we can just add like a nice and deep blue here, and yeah, we have some cool colors. And again, what we can do, we can go to the slope and change like these channels here, like several ones, and that's really gonna change the look. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. One thing I'm gonna do, I've posted this on my Patreon. It's just really a small thing. It's called Simple Adjust. I named it Simple Adjust. It's really just level and HSV fused. We can also add some anti-aliasing and grain. So I'm just going to increase the gamma, the contrast a bit, go down with the saturation a bit, which is often a great idea actually. So I just really like it if it's a bit more subtle, if it's not too like strong colors. And you can also change the hue if you wish. It's also interesting. Yeah, so that's basically it. You can, as I said, you can like change. Ooh, that's also really nice. Damn. I didn't actually see that before. So yeah, going down with the amplitude is also a really nice idea, and now you can change the offset and the translate actually just sort of forget about that. It doesn't really do much, but the scale, it does do quite a lot, so this is also really cool. Cool. Yeah, let's go to the second, the last one. Last but not least, this one, the Vaporwave one, just sort of looks like that for me, to me. I'm not actually going to rebuild this from scratch, just going to show you. Again, I just dragged in the noise from the generator palette here, and changed it to Cubist 3D, so I can animate this. So the Z can just, again, ABS time.seconds, and you can just mess around with the clamping here, and mess around with the scale especially, because as you can see that really makes a difference. So yeah, this is really cool. And then I just added a lookup, so usually it's just this and some anti-aliasing, which doesn't help that much because we have like some weird like I don't know, like glitches there. So anti-aliasing helps slightly, set to ultra, extreme. Yeah, again, we can use offset and amplitude to like change the look a bit. I also tried, you know, the slope here, but I don't know, it's not that cool on here. And I don't know, it's also interesting. So really just I can't stress this enough, mess around with all the parameters, really. Try to really use this more, probably, because it's really interesting. You can also have one thing I didn't actually show, which is cool. Well, I wanted to add the noise like this. If we add the noise here, we can also change this to stars, so we don't have to like do some hacky way around it. We can just change the stars here, really make this a lot bigger. You can probably not see that well. Let's just add this here for a second. Change the probability. So this is a really nice simple way to make stars, so I can recommend that. So try to, like, you know, get your hands on this noise a bit more, and really what these are, or what I would suggest is using them as basis for like feedback loops. So I'm definitely gonna try that myself. So messing around more with especially the cellular noise, because I really like that, and generally just using a lot of post-processing on this, as you can, just stuff like this. Yeah. One last thing I wanted to show. Adding an edge before this is also cool. So just so you see that. You can also, yeah. Okay. now we're really done. So thanks a lot for watching, and I also want to thank all my lovely supporters on Patreon. If you also want to have, like, you know, all the files of my videos, some extra files, extra videos, stuff like that, you can also support me there. There's the link in the description. And yeah, I hope you're well in these very, very strange times. And I hope you have fun with this. And I see you in the next video.